Welcome back to the channel. So, career. Everybody is always like, what about my career? What about my 10th house? I have no planets in the 10th house. Well, first of all, you better check out my empty houses video because it doesn't matter if you don't have any planets in the 10th house. All of us have aspirations of reinvention. Now, I think of the 10th house as a place in how you want the world to see you, right? The 4th house is how our family sees us, and the 10th house is how the world sees us, right? That's where we get these goals from, and we want to make our parents and our family proud and all of these other things because they know us one way, but then we come out into the world and we present ourselves in a new way, right? So your 4th house and your 10th house are going to be working together. These things are supposed to be helping you guys out. I'm going to go through each of the signs and kind of show you which career area you guys could be looking towards. And absolutely, you have to know your chart, you have to know your placements, all these other things. I will try to give you some more specific examples as I'm talking in this video, okay? Now, the 10th house, once again, the 10th house is the highest point of your chart. It's also known as the midheaven, the MC, okay, or the midhaven. Some people say it like that. It's all up to you how you want to say it, but it's the highest point in your chart. However, there's still stuff to go after the 10th house. There's still the 11th and the 12th, so don't forget that. Even though it's perceived as the highest point of the chart, right? The 10th house represents our systems, our government. It represents our perceived legacy that we want to leave behind, the real life legacy. It's traditionally ruled by Capricorn, which is a cardinal earth sign ruled by Saturn. Okay, this is the first time Saturn shows up in astrology. There's another time it shows up, which is in the next sign of Aquarius. This is why I really feel like I have so much to say about it. I'm going to make another video on the two different Saturns in my opinion. But when it comes to the Capricorn thing, it's what we go to school for. Sometimes it's our long-term plans. It's how we really create and solidify our dreams in the real world. That's that Capricorn 10th house energy, all right? It's all about what legacy am I leaving behind? And all of us are supposed to leave behind a different kind of legacy. So of course you need to know where this planet is located so you can get more information. I'm going to go through each sign. And if that planet of that sign is the house that you want to look towards for more information. All right, guys. So the 10th house, who do you want to become in this lifetime, honey? Who are you trying to be? Not what your mama said, not what your daddy said, not what your friend said. It's what you said. It's your mind. It's your bigger vision. It's what you're working so motherfucking hard for every single day. And a lot of times we don't even realize what we're doing, we're working for, or where we're gonna go, right? And this is also why a lot of times we end up choosing careers that are not in alignment with our energy. So this is really, really, really important. You guys have to start choosing things that are in alignment with who you are and how you energetically actually move throughout the world instead of what everybody else is telling you to do. All right. So with that being said, on the 10th house, if we have Aries there, baby, hold on. You know you finna be first. You have to be a leader, a pioneer in your field. You have to be the number one of one. Maybe you're amongst the first to do something in your fields respectively, okay? To invent something, to create a new version of it, right? That's what it is with Aries there. You are a motivator. Okay, you're a person who lights fire underneath people's asses. You're the spark of the zodiac. That's where things get initiated, because on the 4th house you have Libra, so you're used to playing supporting actor type thing. But when it comes to your 10th house, you want to reinvent yourself to stand out and to be the first. This is why you're very aggressive at work, right? You have a lot of energy. Also, if you're not spiritually connected in some kind of way, like if you're not motivated in some kind of way, then I just don't suggest staying there because you have a tendency to burn out anyway. So just understand that you need to be using your leadership skills, you need to be using your pioneering skills, and you need to also be on the move, okay? There's movement. When you have fire on the 10th house, there's always movement here. These people should not be staying still, okay? They should not be in the 9 to 5. You have to be actually closing things and going around and doing things, dealing with fire. A lot of these people could be chefs too, okay? Working in the restaurants and things like that. So now you have Taurus, all right? Taurus on the 10th house is going to be all about ownership. You guys have to own something in life, okay? This is land, most likely art sometimes, you know, but it has to do with something in your name, some type of title, deed, a house, something in your name, all right? Because you have Scorpio on the 4th, so you're used to coming from an environment where it's almost like nothing is really truly yours, right? There's always something like, it's always like strings attached type of shit. And that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to create something actually very simple, practical, and down to earth. You need to be doing something that people could utilize every day. So much so it's like a roll of toilet paper, okay? Like, I know that sounds really ridiculous, but that is quality item that we use every single day that we need for our practical well-being. Taurus is also about self-investment and dealing with finances. So I could see you guys working in the financial sector. I can also see you guys working in the clothing, fashion industry, things like that. But when it comes to Taurus, you need something where you're going to be your ideas, you can plant your seeds there, okay? And you can watch your ideas grow. Do not go with a career or a place where you are halted and people don't see your efforts and don't see what you really have to bring and put forth. Taurus on the midheaven, Venus there is appreciation, support. You need to work in a beautiful environment, okay? It needs to have some atmosphere, all that kind of stuff. So make sure when you have Taurus on that midheaven, you guys do need something more stable. You have to look to where your Venus is, but don't let the stability, the idea of stability get in the way and snuff out the beauty that you actually really seek in life, because you come from a dark place. You know what I'm saying? You come from a place that's more heavy and you're trying to come above ground, if that makes sense. So for this Taurus midheaven, you know, it's about collecting goods. It's about collecting material wealth, baby. It is, you know, Taurus. Drake is a Taurus midheaven. So that could show you something. He has his own company, his own labels, things like that, okay? Ownership is key. Whatever you got to own it. Gemini in the midheaven, you need a lot of variety, a lot of versatility. You need a lot of movement, okay? Literally movement. You're walking around a lot. You're moving around a lot. If not, you're talking a lot, okay? Most likely, I see these people really doing broadcasts, journalism, podcasting, anything where it's talking and giving out information. These people actually make really good teachers in some kind of way, shape, or form, or just conversationalists, you know, people who write books as well. Like, people who just help people get information, okay? You are our mini gurus, all right? Sagittarius there is definitely a bigger guru, but Gemini here, I feel like y'all be dropping gems. Literally Gemini. And you guys need to have more than one job, more than one career, because you're coming from a place where everything is so big, right? And you're coming from a home where a lot of big personalities, a lot of big, very competitive, things like that, okay? But for your midheaven, you're supposed to be more objective. You're supposed to be working in a field that's more objective, more about just trading information, and maybe not necessarily about about the deeper reasonings and meanings behind things, but just, hey, I found this thing out, here's how you can use it. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody who does tutorials online. It's like, hey, I found these books are great, or here's a DIY project or something like that. You're a person that helps give out that information. You're a person that helps become the messenger, okay? You are the messenger in this lifetime. So what kind of messages are you trying to send out into the world? Yes, you can get paid to talk. It's a great placement to get paid to talk and just to be who you are in some kind of way, shape, or form. All right, so that's Gemini here. You can definitely be working with your neighborhood, working with your brothers and sisters or your cousins as well. With Gemini here, yeah, definitely a lot of movement, variety. I know you guys get stressed out because you don't know really where you're gonna go. A lot of you are Virgo rising, so you want to make things make sense, but you guys forget, as a Virgo rising, you're still mutable. So you're supposed to be changing. You're supposed to be of service to multiple neighborhoods, multiple places, multiple spaces, multiple people, multiple types of people. So that's a person, you know, that could be a messenger. And that's why I always say, like, writing, authors, you know, speech therapists, speech coaches, also songwriters. This definitely could be like a songwriter thing, especially if you have, like, that Mercury in the 12th house or Mercury in the 5th house, something like that, okay? You could definitely be a songwriter to give out messages, all right? Now, if you have Cancer on the midheaven, you're going to be working most likely with feminine energy, working definitely with the public, having some kind of public image, okay? If you definitely in an environment where you are cared for and nurtured, and it feels like a family environment because you're coming from Capricorn on the 4th. A lot of the times that's a very stressful environment. You feel like you grew up too fast, you know. So there's more of a playfulness with Cancer on the midheaven, a little bit more of a mothering, nurturing energy too. And definitely working with feminine energy, y'all. Y'all should definitely be marketing and gearing towards feminine energy. I have Moon in the 11th house. So I work with a lot of women, a lot of feminine energy, heavy feminine energy. I don't even want to just say women. You guys know what I mean about heavy feminine energy, receptive energy. So with Cancer there, it's definitely about taking care of people. It's about nurturing people. It's about creating an environment where people actually give a fuck. So that's really important. You are the person to set the vibe. You're the one to set the tone. I don't know if you ever noticed, you walk into the room, you could change the vibe. You could change how people are feeling and how they're interacting and all that other stuff. So it's a really, really awesome placement to have, but it's also very, it can be very emotionally taxing because you don't even realize that your work requires a lot of emotions from you, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, why do I feel this way? Well, you know, you have Cancer up there. So this is definitely real estate as well, y'all, dealing with real estate. Anything that has to do with the home and making sure that people are feeling protected and feeling good, that's very, very important, okay? You're looking to your moon sign. This is obviously the most important thing for you because you're going to be working with those kind of people. And this is the public that I'm talking about, right? Your moon represents the kind of public that is looking for your services. When you have Cancer in the midheaven, and understand that your career is going to fluctuate and there's going to be a lot of changes going on in your career. So that's what you always have to be ready for too, okay? It's about how you feel. You have to feel emotionally connected to your work. You can't just do things to just do them. I know you want to, but you can't. You're going to start, if you start crying at work, it's time for you to start leaving, okay? Time for that exit plan because you're not emotionally well there anymore. So with that Cancer on that midheaven, those are things that you should be looking out for when we're talking about your career. These are predominantly the essences you're going to be working with. Okay, now if we have Leo on the midheaven, these are Sun. Okay, you need to stand out. You need to be out on the stage some kind of way or shape or form. Now the stage is somebody who's out there presenting. So this could go anywhere from a doctor because a doctor is performing, right? This can go to a teacher because the teacher is standing right there on the stage and everybody can see them. It could go to an actor. It could go to a singer. It could go to, literally like a boss as well. Leo, 10th house, honey, that's big boss energy, okay? CEO energy, like I run this company. I am the boss. The sun is the boss at the 10th house. So I'm sorry, y'all have to be bosses. If you continue working for some other people, you're going to become frustrated. You're going to become really angry, resentful. You're going to feel like your light is being dimmed, right? Because on the other side, you have Aquarius. So you're going to start detaching yourself from work in a way that's not going to be healthy, and you're not going to be using your creativity anymore. You need to be using your sun energy when we're in the 10th house, your creativity, your childlike essence, okay? Some fun, some sun, some jubilance, okay? I need to see some smiles on your face. If you ain't smiling at work, you ain't at the right job with the sun here. The sun is a fixated thing, so you can become very obsessive at work, so be careful not to be like a manipulative, crazy-ass boss, okay? Get your attitude in check because the sun in the 10th house, you know, Saturn there, you could just become a hard ass and like really, really not nice boss type of energy, okay? That's just keeping it real because you know we got to keep it real over here. Let me tell you right now. But with the sun there, you know, because a lot of y'all are Scorpio rising, so, you know, you have issues with power and dominance anyway, but you got to make sure that that sun is, you're shining a light on everyone, okay? That's what it is, because remember, you're coming from a situation where it's a group activity, like you're very communal anyway, so you understand that. But with the sun in the 10th house, because you're a boss has the ability to shine the light on everybody and make everybody else feel good and make them feel seen. So that's your job. You're here to make people feel seen, to help people stand out. You're here to help people shine and have a good time. You're here to laugh at work. If you're not laughing constantly at work, you're at the wrong job, because that's what you're supposed to be doing with that sun and the 10th house, okay? Something fun, creative, sometimes working with the government, but anything is like working on stage, being the forefront, being the person that runs the business, okay? Being the speaker, the face of the company is Leo on the 10th house, okay? Period, or sun in the 10th house. Now, if you have Virgo in the 10th, Virgo in the 10th a lot of times has to do with wellness overall, okay? Just wellness in general, healing in general, and how we can actually modernize it, practicalize it, and put it into the real world and use it in everyday management. A lot of times these people become personal trainers, nutritionists, they become health coaches, life coaches, people that help people manage their time, manage their lives, okay? Yes. Absolutely. If you have Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. Mercury again is communication. Remember, Gemini and Virgo both are giving out information, giving out communication, giving out resources so people can connect the dots. Okay, this is what it's about. Virgo in the 10th house is about purification, taking things out that people do not need. This is where we get that nutritionist thing from. That's where we get, mental health. A lot of the times if you have Mercury in the 8th house, you could be an amazing psychologist, okay? Amazing counselor, things like that. Even in the 7th house, you can become an amazing counselor. In the 12th house, you can become an amazing person who works with people behind the scenes in mental institutions and prisons, things like that, helping create some mental wellness, spiritual wellness with them too, because Virgo, you have on the 4th house, you have Pisces. You're very psychic. You're very healing. Just your presence is very healing. You come out of a place where, you've dealt with a lot of confusion. You've dealt with a lot of those things, and you realize that taking care of your health and your mental and your emotional and your spiritual, that allows for clarity to come through. So you have that ability to really bring that to other people's lives. Virgo on the midheaven, really cool placement because it's mutable, it's earth. So you're able to kind of do a lot of things. I would highly suggest variety is key. Making your own schedule is key. Not overworking yourself is key as well, because you need some kind of looseness with this, because that Virgo mutable is still mutable. A lot of people forget Virgo is mutable. As much as it's detail oriented, as much as it's about planning and all that other stuff, it's about planning with softness, planning with malleability in mind, with flexibility in mind. And that's how you really plan, right? A lot of Virgos get too little, the plan didn't go my way, and then they freak out. But here, Virgo in the 10th house is asking you to prioritize your health, asking you to help other people prioritize their health, prioritize the way that they deal with their anxiety, stuff like that. Very important placement right now. We really need you guys, Virgo on the midheaven. Health field is really important. Mercury, dealing with the mind. That's what you guys are going to be dealing with writing. Also, you guys could be amazing craftswomen as well. Just making things with your hands, because people with Mercury placements are really good with their hands. This could also do with music therapy as well, because Virgo deals with, its opposite side is Pisces, so that deals with music and instruments and stuff like that. And I've noticed people with a lot of Virgo placements are insanely musically inclined. So a lot of times these people will definitely work in the music industry or in the music field as well. So then, what do we have? We have Libra on the 10th, okay? Libra on the 10th is Venus again. Here we have Venus, but it's an air sign. So first of all, your one-on-one relationships are highly important. A lot of times you guys are going to be working on one-to-one, contracting, 1099s, things like that, okay? So these are the things that you should be looking for. You need to value your relationships. You guys could be very hard-headed with that Aries on the 4th. You think that you know everything. You think that you know how to do stuff, but you need to let other people into your life. You actually need to find a business partner. I know. Yes. Oh, no, but yes, you do. You have to find a business partner. With Libra on the 10th, wherever Libra is where we partner up with people, is where we have to merge and come together and start putting our ideas together. So, that Libra there is that's where that money is. Venus is there. The more you're going to be supported if you have good relationships with people, okay? Making sure that you network, making sure that you're creating communications with people and staying in touch with people. You're the type of person with Libra on the 10th house, you could text somebody and you could get a job. Like, that's the great thing about your placement. Like, you could hit somebody up and you're in a completely different city and all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, I got you, say less. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, you kind of make money wherever you go. So that should tell you something about your businesses, you know? But there's also sometimes an over need to socialize and over need to connect with people without solidifying things. So making sure that your relationships, you're doing it for a reason, right? And it's helping you for your long-term planning. Also, Libra deals with the skin, so you guys could be in the beauty industry, the art industry, things like that. Beautifying life. Anytime I see Venus, Taurus, or Libra on the 10th house, it has to do with beautifying life, aesthetics, creating some kind of comfort, connection, like all the things that are dope in life. You know what I'm saying? All the things that make us excited, creating scents, right? This is fragrances, this is clothing, this is anything that will dress us, right? Like doing hair, stuff like that. Creating jewelry, doing nails, things like that. So when I have Libra up there, that's why I was saying those one-on-one relationships, like you could literally be a private nail tech and fly around the world and do that for the rest of your life. Absolutely. With this kind of placement, you could be a makeup artist, you could be a makeup conglomerate, you know, especially if you have your Capricorn placements and stuff like that, because Libra there is like, people will, you know, trust your word too, especially they will trust your word when it comes to aesthetics and stuff like that, although it could come up for debate, because Libra on the 10th house, see, that's another thing. Okay, so here's the thing, you can make a product that is debatable, you know what I'm saying, like controversial or whatever the case may be, because Libra there is gonna, like, sometimes you divide the things, but that's good because people will talk about it, you see what I'm saying? And that's how you get word of mouth is gonna be your best thing, Libra on the 10th. Okay, now Scorpio on the 10th, we're gonna do, I got a few minutes. Scorpio on the 10th, you need to be behind the scenes, okay? You're obsessed with power. I know. A lot of you can also work in the sex field, sex therapy, sex work. You guys can definitely work, you know, in that area, dealing with sexual traumas, things like that, because Scorpio's on the 10th house. This also has to do with power and transformation, so transforming people. This definitely, like, say if you have Mars in the 6th, this again could be like a fitness person, because you're literally helping somebody transform their body. Mars in the 6th house, Mars is traditional ruler of Scorpio, okay? So that's how it could go, but this is about being behind the scenes, because a trainer will be behind the scenes. You're not necessarily the person in front, okay? You're helping other people become in front. You're helping other people feel seen and all those other things. Now with Scorpio here, this is something, it's a very intense placement. You feel very intensely connected to your career. You know, so much so that your emotions could get way too much involved, and you could do some manipulation and power play. So be really careful with that here. If you're starting to go on that, you're not vibrating high. You're becoming like the crazy Scorpio, and we need you to become the shamanic Scorpio, the one that's healing people, right? Because Scorpio has the ability to heal and destroy. So you got to choose which one you're going to do, right? And it's about irreversible change. So with Scorpio on the 10th house, this is a very powerful placement. It's a very psychological placement, psychic placement as well, where you could just get into people's minds, okay? This is dealing with, definitely, this could be some government work. This could be some producer work because it's behind the scenes. This could be also construction. If Saturn is up there, you could definitely be into construction and making things and buildings and all that kind of stuff. Also, it has to do with other people's money and finances. So you could be really a wealth broker for other people. People with Saturn, Scorpio on the 10th are really good with finances somehow and knowing how to handle other people's money, especially if they have those good Pluto, Mars placements, okay? So definitely you can look into that, but you gotta be behind the scenes. Whatever it is, y'all, you're more in back here, okay? You're more in the back. Definitely this could be an owner role as well, but not maybe like a private owner or, you know, a private silent investor. Like I could definitely see y'all doing into stocks and like making your money through commodities trading and all that kind of stuff, like stocks, bonds, behind the scenes, like, you know, investments, like helping other people build their business. With Scorpio here, it's similar to Libra. You want to work with other people and their money. The good thing is that people will definitely invest in your business, but if you don't have your motives and stuff on the outside, people are gonna, you know, they're gonna come for you. They're gonna come get that money. So make sure that you're doing business the right way, okay? You're helping create people's lives, not destroy them. But definitely transformation is key. Like when people meet you or when they come to your whatever career you're doing, they're not going to be the same after they leave you. It's going to be a very deep psychological change with you. Now, if you have Sagittarius on the 10th, we're talking travel, foreigners. We're talking passion. We're talking big, huge ideas, big visions, right? But you can also have a fear of commitment when it comes to your career, because of that Sagittarius there, right? Gemini is on the 4th, so there was a lot of moving maybe when you were a kid. You were literally moving around all the time, so you don't know how to really commit to an idea or commit to a career. Maybe you have too much information that you were given as a kid, so now you don't know which one to choose with Sagittarius there on that 10th. But Sag on the 10th, baby, that's endless. Like, that's teacher energy. I always think mentor, life coach, teacher, okay? Traveler, dealing with the tourism, dealing with wherever Jupiter is, it's going to give you a lot more information, all right? But definitely it's dealing with philosophy, okay? Publishing, global publishing. Like, y'all need to be writers, okay? For sure. Like some kind of writer, some kind of orator, somebody who, you know, your ideas and your vision has to travel the world globally. Okay, Sagittarius on the 10th is always global travel. So you have to think outside of the box. You have to go bigger, but then you have to commit to something, okay? And you'll be fine because you'll have enough stuff and enough interest. I know that you do, but start learning how to take your facts and turn them into wisdom to share it with the world and the knowledge with the world. You know, it's like self-help, you know, life coaching, how to life coach yourself, tips and things like that, you know, law of attraction, like whatever. You're helping people gather knowledge and more deeper wisdom and a philosophy. You are a philosopher of life. So which philosophy are you going to bring? Okay, this is what you're thinking about with Sagittarius on that 10th. There's a lot of mentorship. Okay, there's a lot of mentorship energy behind this. Now, Aquarius on Capricorn on the 10th. This is the normal placement there. If you have Capricorn on the 10th, I love this place. I think of corporations. One of my favorite Capricorn midheavens is Rihanna. So I hope that tells you enough about that energy. But you're here to solidify something, create a new system, create you know, something that you can build up off. You are going to become a name brand, a household brand, and it could become for as short or as long as you want it, right? Because it's not about the length, it's just about the fact that you did it. So Capricorn here is definitely your own name on your own brand, your LLCs, your trademarks, all that stuff. Big boss energy, just like Leo, Scorpio here, right? And Capricorn, these are bosses. Like, y'all have to be in charge of your own shit, have your name on the building type of thing, okay? With this energy right here, okay? Because that's Capricorn. Capricorn wants what it wants, and you can create whatever you want. It's just going to take a lot of hard work. It will be very refreshing. It will be grueling. It is going to be what it is with Capricorn here on the 10th. But trust me, look at somebody like Rihanna. It's an amazing placement. You can literally wear everything from her from head to toe. And if that doesn't give you a clear vision of what a Capricorn midheaven can do, right? Then usually that's Aries rising, being the first, being the leader, being a new, okay, and a creator. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. And what she's doing is she's building with other corporations. That's the thing. A lot of you guys will merge and build with other corporations. How she's building with LVH, Louis Vuitton, and all of them, right? Moet. She's building with them. So then she's using a corporation so she can make her own corporation or her own brand. That's what a lot of y'all gonna do, is like working together with another corporation and then branching off to become your own staple. All right, but y'all Capricorn midheavens, y'all gonna become a staple. An Amazon, a freaking great video maker lights, like whatever the case may be. Okay, Room Essentials, a Target, or whatever the case may be. That's where you're heading. It's gonna take a lot of work, but it's gonna be worth it. Trust me. Now Aquarius on the 10th, innovation, newness, technology. You better be on the internet. You better be using all the internet sources because that's where you're going to be popping. Don't let somebody like me outrun you, because I don't have Aquarius on the midheaven. So I shouldn't be able to outrun you. Aquarius on the midheaven, y'all are the type of people who become influencers, big online people, big community driven people, philanthropists. Okay, you're working with other people. You have to get together with other people. It's actually more detrimental than even Libra. You just need like one relationship with somebody else. Scorpio, one relationship. Aquarius here, you need multiple people, 3, 4, 5 people coming together to build something, building a community, getting land together, things like that. Especially have you Aquarius and then Sun in the 4th. That is real estate energy. Okay, you should totally be getting into that real estate energy with that kind of stuff. That's amazing placement for that. Aquarius there, you have Mercury there. You should definitely be online and writing and talking about your newfound things. Okay, Mercury in Aquarius is about new discoveries. It's Aquarius is about the discovery energy. Okay, so what are you discovering that's going to help us catapult us into the future? All right, this is dealing with your mental capacities as well. Very, very, you guys are very driven, very futuristic. Like, oh, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. You guys can definitely get into astrology. That's probably why you're watching these kind of videos, because Aquarius is the great awakener. Okay, this has to do with sudden changes and like enlightenment, right? Bringing enlightenment to the community. That's what you want to do with that Aquarius here on that 10th house. You're bringing something new to people's awareness, a way that we can move progressively in the future. Think apps, think how can people stay connected with each other? What's a new version of Facebook, right? This is that Aquarius energy out there. What's a way that you can innovate and make it even better and progress something that we old into something new for the community, okay? That's what you guys are going to be doing. This is aerodynamics, this is airplanes, this is, surgeons, okay? So if you say you have a heart murmur or something because you're a Leo sun, okay? But you're Aquarius, right? You're Aquarius on the 10th house, honey. You could come up with some kind of innovative technology for that heart murmur. Okay, that's how tapped in you guys are. So dealing with science, dealing with the future, dealing with enlightening ideas, being on the forward precipice, out there. And last but not least, we have Pisces in the midheaven. That's my sign. Pisces gang, stand up. All right, you could be whatever you want, and it is what it is. You could be whatever you want. A lot of times dealing with music, the film, photography industry, okay, dealing with, you could also be dealing with people who are recovering alcoholics, recovering drug addicts. You could be dealing with people who are in jail, mental health issues as well, right? Because this Pisces, where all things get lost, is also where all things are created. So you could become whatever you need and whatever you want. This could also be a dancer, because Pisces rules the feet. You could be a foot surgeon, okay, stuff like that. I know you're like, what? But yeah, absolutely, Pisces up there. This is a person who is a healer, though. Just like Virgo is another healer, but it's more of a mass healing. It's more like whoever needs to come to me. It's kind of like spiritual healing, okay? This is with that. Virgo is more very direct, and I'm going to specifically these type of people, and I know exactly who my audience is. Pisces on the midheaven, you kind of have to let the world tell you what they want, what you want. What the world kind of tells you what it wants you to be with Pisces on the midheaven. You have to allow yourself to be molded and formulated to see what you're going to be connected with, because this is a very spiritual placement, a heavy spiritual placement. You have to feel connected to what you're doing regardless. Make sure you're not using no drugs, no alcohol at work, okay, because people will cross the lines with you at work. Boundaries, you need to start exercising them. And healing and health is just something that you're well aware of. It's something that's been in your reality to your entire life. You have Virgo on the 4th. So just paying attention to people's emotional state of mind is a real great tool for you. You can read people's minds. You have psychic abilities. So just using that, stepping into the world of the unknown. This is, even Scorpio, I didn't even say this, but Scorpio and Pisces is like tarot and like healing through intuitive channeling and messages and, astrology and psychology. And these are the healing things, healing the heart, the hurt, broken, and the lost. That's what Pisces is. Seeing people who are unseen, making sure people who are unseen are always seen and heard and loved and you know, that you are bringing compassion to the lost souls and ushering them back in to a space where they are known, they are needed. It's a very powerful placement with Pisces on the midheaven. It could be very confusing, it's very overwhelming, it's a very emotional thing, but you have to feel very connected, and it's definitely dealing with the art world, dealing with the imagination, dealing with faith, dealing with the lost. Okay, dealing with the lost world, the things that most people don't think about. So philanthropy, homelessness, you know, poverty, sex trafficking. It's just like so many different things that Pisces midheavens could be doing. So you could reinvent yourself and do whatever you like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your midheaven at the bottom, what you're thinking about in your career so far, and make sure that you guys are always staying soft and malleable, because life is always evolving just like you. All right, I can't wait to see you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.